Welcome to this episode of Heffron on History. Today we're going to look at the northern states and specifically what way of life has developed in the northern states by about 1860 or so. Next on Heffron on History. Let's look at the details of the way of life that is developing in the northern states. In order to do that, I want to look at a couple things: the population, the transportation, the communication, and industrialization. So what's going on with the population in the northern states? It's swelling. It is getting much larger than the population in the southern states. And why is that? Predominantly from immigration. There's a lot of folks moving to the northern states that are coming from Scotland. They're coming from Ireland. The potato famine has hit hard Europe and specifically hard in Ireland, and there's a lot of Irish folks moving into the cities in the northern states. So whether it's Boston or whether it's New York or whether it's Philadelphia, those cities are just growing and growing and growing in size. Transportation has dramatically changed in the northern states. There's lots of roads, there's lots of canals, there's lots of railroads. Those states are putting a lot of money into the American system. The American system is where the states and the cities and the U.S. government pays for those improvements. By the way, is population increasing in the southern states? Well, sure, it is increasing some. Is transportation becoming a big change in the southern states? Not so much. Are there railroads? Yeah, there's some. Are there canals? Yeah, there's some. Are there roads? Yeah, there's some. Nowhere near as much as there is in the north. Communication has dramatically changed. What used to take months and months and months to get a message across the country now takes seconds. The telegraph has been invented and the northern states embrace the telegraph. Do the southern states embrace the telegraph? Some, not as much. That's going to be a big problem when we get to the Civil War. Industrialization is kind of the big key. Why are all these immigrants moving to the cities? Because there's factories in the cities. It starts off in New England with the fabric mills, and it just spreads to everything else that is industrialized. Most of the factories in the United States are in the north. Everything that is manufactured for the Industrial Revolution comes from the north. There's very few factories in the south. So industrialization, communication, transportation, population, that's why there are so many people. Have they embraced the Industrial Revolution? Absolutely, they have embraced the Industrial Revolution. Do they have all the newest time-saving, labor-saving devices in their homes? Many do. Do the folks in the South have those labor-saving devices in their homes? Some of them, but they are dependent on a completely different way of life in the South, and so that is a big thing that's going to cause the Civil War. The issue of slavery. Most of those northern states, rather early in their lives, got rid of slavery. Slavery is not needed in the north, and this is kind of an interesting topic. There are so many immigrants coming to this country that what do you need slaves for? People are willing to work for cheap, right? Immigrants are coming to this country and you can give them the most dangerous, low-paying jobs, and it's a job, so they'll take it. Well, what do you need to invest a lot of money into owning a slave if you have people who will work for next to nothing, and if they die in a horrible accident, they die in a horrible accident. As horrible as that is to say, that's the way they felt back in the day. So, slavery, don't need slavery. That's the way of life that is developing in the northern states. We will talk much more about this when it comes to the causes of the Civil War, because this is going to be one of the big causes of the Civil War. Until next time, Heffron on History.